Don't let your wanting to fill a void, don't let your lack consciousness make you move before you're vibrationally ready to move. Let your movement forward, let your impulses be about your alignment, not about your urgency to fill a void. Wait for the good stuff. Don't move so fast. Don't be so aware of what's missing that anything will do. Instead, let the pieces that are missing help you to identify desire, and then hold yourself in vibrational alignment with the contents of your vortex and enjoy the unfolding of your desire. In other words, don't be so quick to get to the full manifestation. Savor the journey along the way. You hear it say, in fact, you say it often as humans, that the joy is in the journey, but you don't mean it. What you usually mean is blah, 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 blah. The joy is in the journey. Give me the stuff. I want the money to come out of the vortex and into my bank account. That's what you usually mean. And it means that you have forgotten about where satisfaction comes from. Satisfaction comes from deliberate intention being satisfied. Not intention by default being satisfied, but deliberate intention being satisfied. And so that's how it all fits together. Life causes you sometimes, with not so much deliberateness, to launch your rockets of desire. And then your vibrational reality becomes more and more and more. But as you allow yourself to relax and yield to the wholeness of who you are, so that the atmosphere that is you, the mood that is you, the attitude that is you, the personality that is you, the state of emotional beingness that is mostly you, is one of allowing all of that. Then, being in the receiving mode, you get these impulses that, as you follow them, lead you to more and more and more delicious and specific satisfaction. And that's when you want to turn up the gas. That's when you want to become more specific. That's when you want to say more about what you want, and think more about what you want, and plan more about what you want, and speak more about what you want. Once you know that you're in alignment with all of that. If you're grumbling about something or complaining about something, inspiration comes to you from those places too. But you are always, if you are awake, in some receiving mode of something. How do I know what receiving mode I'm in? My tuner's on, and I'm getting impulses, and I'm thinking of things to say, and law of attraction is rendezvousing me with thoughts and experiences and other people. So how do I know what the source of this rendezvous is? The only way you know is by understanding this mood in relationship to other moods you've had. This clarity in relationship to other lesser clarity. This happy in relationship to other less happy. So that's why we've been speaking so much about you acknowledging what your atmosphere is. What atmosphere have you deliberately intended into place? And you say, that's just right. Esther likes to say, and she doesn't mean it literally, the magic's happening. The magic's happening. And she knows it's not magic. But it feels magical because it feels otherworldly, because it feels more powerful. And conversely, sometimes when things aren't going so well, and she's on a little bit of run of something like that, she'll say, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. That pretty much matches the atmosphere that I put up with, that I tolerated, even that I encouraged. So it's not what you're doing in any moment in time. That's not the emphasis that we're wanting you to focus on. It's how am I feeling? What is the environment in which? What's the environment in which? What's the mood environment in which I am dwelling? So when we say, what am I bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the rendezvous? That's what we're talking about. What's my mood? And if you want to take it further into even more deliberate creation, what's my mood and how long has this been my mood? Meaning, what's my mood and how much momentum has this mood allowed to build? Therefore, what am I anticipating for this unfolding for what's next and next and next and next. Because one moment leads into the next and 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 the next. And so each moment that you are cognizant and caring about how you feel, you're pre-paving for the next moment and the next moment. And each moment that you're paying no attention and just letting other factors other than your care about your alignment and you're having knee-jerk reactions to something, then you don't have much control of your experience. And then what do? Just write it out. Just write it out. Because once the moment is unfolding, once the momentum is popping, once the thoughts are turning to the things of this manifested moment, and isn't every moment a manifestation? So once the vibration has turned to the things of this manifested moment, I take full responsibility that I'm the creator of my own experience. Your appreciation of others is usually the way that you allow that adoration of your inner being to flow through you. When we say be nice to yourself, one of the biggest, most often ways that you can be nice to yourself is by appreciating someone else. There is nothing that is nicer to yourself than allowing the adoration of Source to flow through your focus towards someone else. That's why it feels so good. That's why appreciation feels so good. All good feeling, or what you might call positive emotion that you feel, means one simple thing. You are translating accurately the vibration of your Source. That's what it means. Because your Source is always transmitting that signal. And when you feel that way, you received it. Think about that. Doesn't it put everything in the perfect context? Doesn't it speak to the fact that you are an extension of Source? Doesn't it speak to the fact that Source is always aware of you? Doesn't it speak to the fact that Source energy is always transmitting to you? You're receiving that signal, and you and your inner being are reveling together in this moment of appreciation. Ooh, you see? And of course, negative emotion means some sort of diminishment of that. As you understand that and you know what it means, take it in just for a moment, because we know you heard the words, but don't you really like the idea of your conscious accomplishment of no resistance and therefore utter alignment? Do you feel the importance of that? Talk about well-being. That is well-being. That's well-being. It's only well-being. It's well-being. It's well-being. And that well-being will dominate all. That kind of well-being leaves no room for anything not well-being. And so what we're saying to all of you is that so often humans want to observe well-being and then pronounce it. Observe it and then feel it. We want you to feel it and then create it. We want you to feel it and be the reason for it. And that my love for you is equivalent, in fact, same as my love for me. And in fact, if I don't have love for me, then I cannot love you. That connection, that adoration that you're talking about, you got to have the vacuum cleaner plugged in first. And so it's all part of the same thing, isn't it?
So it doesn't matter if I'm vacuuming them or myself.
Does not matter. Does not matter. Everyone wants it. And so we want this science of deliberate creation and art of allowing conversation to be about creating an atmosphere that allows well-being. Creating an atmosphere that allows well-being.